Jake Reynolds had been a mechanic at Carter's auto shop for nearly 12 years. The kind of guy who fixed things not just because it was his job, but because it made him feel useful, like he was doing his small part in a world that often felt too big and too cold. He wasn't rich. He didn't have a fancy degree. But what he did have was a good pair of hands, a stubborn heart, and a belief that if you could help someone, you should. And that's what got him fired. It started with a little girl and a broken bike. It was late in the afternoon, almost closing time. Jake was wiping grease from his hands, already thinking about grabbing a burger on the way home. That's when he saw her. A tiny thing. Couldn't have been more than 7 or 8. Big brown eyes, hair in messy pigtails, standing by the fence outside the shop, clutching a pink bicycle with a busted chain and a bent wheel. Jake glanced around. No one else saw her. His boss, Rick Carter, was in the office tallying up receipts like his life depended on it. The girl looked scared to step inside, so Jake went out. "Hey kiddo, what's up?" She bit her lip. "My bike's broken. I was riding and I hit a rock. My mom's working late, and I gotta get home before dark." Jake looked at the mangled bike. It was a 5-minute fix, maybe less. But when he wheeled it inside and grabbed his tools, Rick burst out of the office. "What do you think you're doing?" Jake explained. It'd take no time. The kid was alone. It was the right thing to do. Rick wasn't having it. "We don't do freebies. You want to be a hero? Do it on your own time." Jake sighed. He was tired. Tired of people like Rick, of a world that measured worth in dollar signs and minutes. So he did it anyway. Fixed the chain, straightened the wheel, tightened the brakes. The little girl beamed like he'd handed her a brand new bike. She hugged him tight, said, "Thank you, mister," and pedaled off into the fading light. Jake didn't even make it back to his workbench before Rick was in his face. "You're done. Pack your stuff. I don't need bleeding hearts around here." So he left. No severance, no goodbyes. Just a box of tools and the sinking feeling you get when you realize being kind can cost you more than you thought. But then came the morning. At exactly 7 a.m., Jake was pouring his first cup of coffee in his tiny kitchen when he heard it. Engines. Not one, not two. 5 sleek black SUVs lined up in his driveway like something out of a movie. His first thought was, what in the hell? By the time he stepped onto the porch, men in suits were climbing out, one after another. Tall, serious-looking guys with earpieces and sharp eyes. Jake's stomach dropped. Was this some kind of police thing? Did Rick call in a bogus theft claim? Was this about his cousin's stupid fireworks incident last 4th of July? Then a woman stepped out of the middle SUV. Not flashy. Simple black dress, hair pulled back, face you'd swear you'd seen on TV or a magazine somewhere. The kind of presence that made the world tilt a little. She smiled at Jake. "Mr. Reynolds?" "Yeah." She stepped forward and extended her hand. "I'm Rachel Dawson." The name hit him like a brick. Rachel Dawson, CEO of Dawson Tech Billionaire. Philanthropist. The kind of person who is either on the cover of Forbes or cutting ribbons for children's hospitals. Jake just stared. "Ma'am, I think you might have it wrong. You helped my daughter." The words landed softly, but they carried the weight of something bigger. And then it clicked. The little girl. The pink bike. "I didn't know," Jake stammered. She smiled again, and this time it wasn't the corporate media-trained kind. It was real. You didn't need to. You helped a child you didn't know, without expecting anything. That matters to me. The men behind her opened the SUVs. Inside one, a brand new set of professional tools. In another, a crisp white envelope. Rachel handed it to him. Inside was a job offer. Head mechanic for Dawson Foundation's mobile outreach program. 6 figures. Full benefits. A personal workshop. The works. Jake felt his throat tighten. "Why me?" he asked. Rachel's voice was quiet. "Because the world needs people who do the right thing when no one's watching." The moment hung there. Heavy. Beautiful. Jake took the offer. Not because of the money, though Lord knew he could use it, but because it meant something to matter to someone. To be seen. He didn't go back to Carter's. Didn't need to. The shop shut down 6 months later when Rick got caught up in a tax fraud scandal. Jake, meanwhile, traveled the country, fixing bikes, cars, wheelchairs, whatever was needed. Teaching kids about tools and hard work. Changing lives in quiet, steady ways. And every so often, he'd get a call from Rachel, just checking in, thanking him again for fixing a little girl's bike when it mattered. Because sometimes the smallest kindness makes the loudest echo. And sometimes 5 black SUVs show up just to remind you of that.